Let's do it like it's real. Oh, peacocking.
Our next speaker today is an amazing woman. She has had more experience in direct sales than you can shake a stick at. She is the top woman in her field. She sold more of products X than, well, look at it this way. She's in the upper 5% of the 1% of the sales force. Today, we are very fortunate to have with us Jessica Dane. Please help me welcome Jessica.
Thank you, Tom. It was Christmas Eve. Oh, ready? Okay, I'm sorry. It was Christmas Eve. The weather was cold and the snow was falling. The snowflakes were swirling around George's head almost as fast as the thoughts in his head. It could have been a happy time of caroling, but it was much different. As he stood there on the bridge, he had fought with his family. He was about to lose his business. He might even go to jail. He had just crashed his car into a tree, and he was drunk. He was sad and alone, and he felt worthless. You all know the story of George Bailey in It's a Wonderful Life. I'm sure most of you have heard it. At that point in the story, George is feeling 100% worthless, like his life would be worth more dead than alive. And then a miracle happens. It's a Wonderful Life was a staple in my home for as long as I can remember. And we watch it still today with my boys. As a teen, I never really understood. I mean, I was happy he didn't commit suicide and all, but I thought he gave up everything he ever wanted. And as a teen, I thought, is that what I'm expected to do once I leave the nest? It didn't seem appealing. But as I looked at this story, under the lens of how, as a gift giver, we in fact are the person receiving, it all changed. Much like George's perception of his life after Charlie arrived. Clarence arrived, sorry. So today I want to talk about, with this season of Black Friday happening last week and the upcoming Christmas season, I want to talk about why we give, how we give, and as the gift giver, how we are the ones, in fact, getting the biggest gift of all. So let's start out with why we give. Honestly, if I was giving this talk even 2 years ago, my story would have been different. I might have said, we give because it's the holidays, to get in the spirit of the season, because it's expected, or maybe because we want to help out that economy that's been in the news so much over the last 5 years. I don't know exactly what I would have said, but I know my perception has changed recently, and that's what I want to share. Today, I give for 3 reasons. The first reason is giving relieves me of a sense of lack. The news and commercials all pile up on us on a daily basis, and the goal seeming to be that we're missing something in our lives. And whether I'm feeling lacking in money or in time, when I give that away, I feel like I have enough. I get a sense of abundance. So when I put $20 in the plate at church, or sit down during a busy day to read my son a story, or even volunteer my time at a local nonprofit, something changes in my brain, and I feel like I have too much of whatever that is, and I feel full. So giving to relieve the sense of lack. The second reason I give is it forces me to look outside myself. I was sitting with my friend Courtney yesterday, and she was telling me how She had to work all day in the kitchen all by herself. And she tried to let go of this crazy head she was dealing with. She was just stuck up there all by herself, thinking about would'ves and should'ves and the past and the future and all of the crazy things that all of that crazy self-talk that happens to a lot of us. And she couldn't get out of it until she sat down by me and we started talking to each other about our day, and she was relieved. In gift giving, we get that same gift, even if we're walking around the store or wherever we are alone, maybe on the internet. In thinking about something else and something that will be meaningful to that person that I love, I get relief from my head. That's the second reason I give. And the third reason I give is to help someone else feel cherished. I have a friend who recently became a single mom. She's got 2 boys, and she just ventured out on her own. She's amazingly brave, and I know in her heart she's nervous. I know her vision for these boys never involved being a single mom or having a single mom. And I know even this first Christmas alone, she wants it to seem like more than even 2 parents could provide. And she's a student, so she has no income. So the other day I told her I was dropping something off, and for me it was not such a big deal. It was my son. I have 2 sons as well, and I gave her their outfits from last Christmas. So her sons, who are different sizes, could dress up and look the same and wear their Christmas gear, even though she doesn't have the ability to go find it. And thrift store shopping, finding 2 different sizes is a big challenge. And the thing that just warmed my heart is she texted me yesterday and said, "We had a Christmas party. It was so fun. They looked so cute running around in their sweater vests." And that, she knows that I cherish her and her boys. And her even thanking me for that was the greatest gift. Now, let's talk about how to give. First of all, know your audience. I give gifts to my kids almost every day, and they're easy. But as my siblings and I have grown up and gotten jobs, it becomes harder and harder to find something that that person will love and cherish that they don't just get for themselves. So I've had to become a better listener. The example of this is I started shopping for my mother-in-law last April. We were on a road trip to Minnesota, 14 hours in the car with someone who loves to talk. I am not so much that person. But I thought, what can I do to make this fun for all of us? I want her to have as much fun on a 14-hour ride, which is fun for really no one, as I do. So I decided I would ask her questions. And about 7 hours in, I was starting to run dry. I was running out of questions. I had asked about her childhood, about her family. I didn't know what else to ask. And during a gas station stop, I thought, Christmas, I need to know what she wants for Christmas, what she wants in her heart, not what she's going to tell me she wants, which is going to be inexpensive because she knows I have 2 kids. They're her grandchildren. So I started asking questions about her likes and dislikes and what she was studying. She's a lifelong learner. And I got some amazing ideas during the next 7 hours of the drive, which I still remember today. And I'm so excited for this Christmas to bring out something that we talked about almost 8 months ago, because I know she will love it, and I know she'll be excited that I remembered our conversation especially. The second reason, or the second way how we give, is to give without expectation. When I was in high school, I graduated and got way too many gifts for my graduation, especially when my mom told me I would have to write thank you notes for all those gifts. And as she stood there all summer hounding me to write thank you notes, I became more and more resentful of the gifts themselves. And maybe someday I will grow into a big enough person that likes to write thank you notes, but so far it's not happening for me. So when I give a gift to someone, I don't expect that. And in fact, I've given to someone, I give to people regularly who may or may not use the money that I give them for a reason I deem appropriate. And one time I had a friend who was standing outside of Walmart and she didn't have enough for her prescription. I ran down there, gave her a $10 bill, and she said, "Oh, thank you, I'm gonna run in." And in the back of my mind, I panicked. I thought, I know she has a prescription drug problem. What if I'm enabling this person to hurt themselves? Okay.